The bobber. Stripped down and simple, solo saddled, and badass. Such is the case with the 2020 Indian Scout Bobber 60 you see in front of me. Now this bobber is void of any chrome, valanced fenders, or fringe. Aside from the brushed aluminum blocked lettering on the side of the tank and the brushed metal vanes on the engine case, those are the only little shiny details that draw the eye. Now this motorcycle is powered by the same 1000cc liquid-cooled V-twin you see in the Scout 60, and it provides rich torque. Cycle World's measured 55.8 pound-feet. In regards to the gearing, it only has a 5-speed transmission in comparison to the 6-speed transmission Scout. Now in first gear, this gear could go all the way up to about 40 miles per hour until needing to be clicked into second. And the remaining gears continue to deliver a rich, manageable power, getting you up into freeway speeds and beyond. A downside would be that the bars do start to get a little buzzy at around 4,000 RPM. The reflection in the mirrors starts to get blurry, looking like a 12-year-old's Minecraft project they did in the quarantine. In terms of riding this machine, on the slower, tighter maneuvers, it does bring to light the 553-pound girth and 5.1-inch ground clearance to light when you're lugging it around those corners and scraping the pegs along the way. Now clutch pull is on the heavier side of things, but luckily that pull is short, so the fatigue doesn't settle in as much. One thing, however, that I noticed is I do need to work out more, because with the riding position with the foot forward pegs, the low slung saddle, and the tracker style handlebars, I am fighting the wind a bit with my sail-like curve riding position. Now on to the solo saddled seat. The squared off edge of the seats did dig into my tailbone quite a bit, causing some discomfort at the rear end. The dual shocks in the back have a claimed 3.0 inches of travel, and while that travel is used up pretty quickly here, you do get bucked up out of the seat, causing your rear end to be reintroduced with that sharp squared off top. On the other hand, the front suspension is stable and provides 4.7 inches of travel. Now, maneuvering around slower traffic and hitting unexpected potholes along the way, it felt stable and communicated well throughout those maneuvers. On sweeping turns, the suspensions also felt stable, and under hard braking, the front end dive was nearly non-existent. The Fat Kenda tires provide great amount of grip, and they do not slip into those freeway grooves like I've noticed on smaller, thinner tires. Now, with the bigger the tire though, the more unsprung weight, and thus the heavier the steering feels. And such is the case with this motorcycle. Now, braking is where the Indian could stand to see some improvement. It's situated with a 2-piston caliper at the front with 298mm disc, and it feels a bit underpowered. Now, you do need a firm grasp at the lever to bring this full 500+ pound beast to a stop. Now, the rear is set up with a 1-piston caliper with a 298mm disc, and like the front, it is a bit underpowered, and communication is also a bit mushy. Now, in the looks department, the Indian Scout Bobber 60 is pretty cherry in my opinion. While the blacked out exhaust not only trumpets out that V-twin sound, the blacked out look does have a Rambo-like badassness. Thick 5-spoked rims, bobbed fenders, and a sinewed 3.3-gallon fuel tank all contribute to that muscle bike look that this machine exudes. While the eye-embossed levers, crankcase, and engine covers all show Indian's attention to detail. The single round gauge is simple and clean, much like the rest of the motorcycle, and while it's not entirely intuitive, it does have an analog speedometer and a smaller rectangular LCD screen that displays the gear position, as well as a toggle menu that allows you to switch through the tachometer, odometer, trip meter, etc. While it does not have a gas gauge, which would have been beneficial in my opinion, it does have a low fuel light. Another added feature is the auto-canceling turn signals. Now, I'm one to admit that I do leave on my turn signals a little bit longer than necessary, so that feature is a positive in my book. Priced at $8,999, The Indian Scout Bobber 60 is one of the more affordable models in Indian's lineup, making it an attractive option for those looking for a solo saddled yet V-twin powered machine. And that's it for this first ride review of the Scout Bobber 60. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.